Hey guys, hope you are doing well, even if the crypto market is dumping again. So, my name is Mike from CorionX, and I'm bringing you the most important crypto news, technical analysis, altcoin, NFT, DeFi gems every day to keep you updated and educated. I should state that nothing in this video can be considered as a financial or investment advice. Everything just for your education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research and make your decision based on your research. So guys, smash those like, push the bell notification, or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And let's see what's happening out there, uh, what's going on our favorite bubble chart. And yes, so almost all the coins are in red, almost around minus 10%, so 10% down. Bitcoin is down 7.7%, just a little bit above 40,000. Ethereum down 8%, getting below 2,900, and we see most of the odds are in red. So even we cannot see any odds in green, maybe Clayton or but Clayton just on a weekly. So not a good picture that you see. Let's go and check our favorite indicator, the crypto fear and greed index. I think because it's a lagging indicator, it will update it in 4 hours, so it's showing that we are in the neutral zone. But as the fear out there on the market is coming from this Russia, Ukraine, and US just threatening with the war, so this is the main point that the market turned to red. And as you remember, the crypto fear index and greed and fear and greed index always indicates the market sentiment, and now it's not in the neutral zone, but we have a chance to just dip also back in the fear zone again. And when investors are getting so fearful, that it's always a good buying opportunity. Let's go and check our first news. Bitcoin trader says 40,000 is the line in the sand after BTC and stocks sell off. Yes, so that was a huge sell-off started today afternoon. Sudden BTC pullback that has taken the bullish perspective off the table for independent market analysts. Yes, so that was the resistance. We were rejected there and just fall back. Nothing really changed. This one is still the one I'm looking at for Bitcoin, in which I would prefer to seek a break of this weekly order block. If that doesn't happen, then I'm not bullish. Yes, so this is the order block at 46,000. BTC price respected a key level at around 40,000. So that is the bull's last defense. Despite all the bullish propaganda, price still respected the levels. Bulls on live support here. I will still trade the level reclaim, but no, the downside risk is high. Buy the rumor and sell the news. It's not about the news, but how the markets react and absorb the news. Russia and rate hikes are the variables. We will have to just wait and see how it is all absorbed. Most news is overhyped and can eventually be faded. Yes, definitely agree. Let's go and check our next news. Crypto analyst predicts parabolic Bitcoin rally, updates massive BTC price target for 2022. So this is from TechDev, and TechDev did an inverse chart that Bitcoin continues to reject over the 20 months moving average in a clear multi-year downtrend and lower highs and lower lows. So this is on the inverse chart and rejected this 20-week moving average on the inverse chart. Comparing weekly BTC candles with similar prints at similar distances from the 50-day moving average at similar RSI levels, watching for follow-through. Okay, so the 50-week moving average still here and acting as a resistance, but the RSI is at the lower level and trying to break out. Bitcoin impulse pattern. So we have this impulse pattern that you see when it is yellow and kind of brown, that we see a nice pump to the upside, and this is what we are waiting for, especially as the RSI is so low. Okay, next piece of news is Bitcoin now ready to surge, according to crypto analyst Nicholas Merton. Here is his targets, but this is from yesterday. Okay, to see since back here in January, since the discount revisited this range, that we aren't getting any close retest down to 30,000 or 25,000, as a lot of people we kind of taking a perspective on. We are seeing instead that buyers are coming in a higher premiums and they are buying up the dips quite quickly. What I think is really incredible about all of this is that we have not only got the setup to really start chartering higher here, it might mean that over the next coming weeks we could really be back into the territory of where we are revisiting back towards this previous resistance range, 65,000 US dollar, the previous all-time highs. I would bet that this is something we are probably going to see in April. Some other bulls in the market who aren't waiting around, the smart money in this case, decided to just go in and start buying, and they are doing it a lot quicker than the last time. What we need to see here, roughly speaking, is a retest here, a third higher high in price, higher than a previous ones in the past, and eventually we might have some kind of pullback that will scare people. I don't think it's going to be anywhere significantly close to what we have seen in late 2021, because the trend is getting stronger. So that will be a pullback one day, but this is a kind of bull, a kind of bullish bull flag, or kind of bull flag. Yes. Next piece of news is Bukele lashes out after US senators introduce legislation investigation El Salvador's Bitcoin law. The new bill in question was proposed by 3 senators, which seeks to mitigate certain risk of the US financial system from El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin. El Salvador president's reaction on US interferences. Okay, boomers, you have zero jurisdictions on a sovereign and independent nation. We are not your colony, your backyard, or your front yard. Stay out of our internal affairs. Don't try to control something you cannot control. Cool, very hard words, but I can agree. Bipartisan legislation seeks greater clarity on El Salvador's policy and requires the administration to mitigate potential risk to the US financial system. So that was that bill. Guys, so US feels threatened by El Salvador because they are dropping the US dollar and they are using Bitcoin. This is something quite interesting. 61% of Luxembourg financial players to embark on crypto journey in 2022, according to PricewaterhouseCoopers. It is becoming clear, however, that 2022 shall be a pivotal year when it comes to crypto asset management. Taking into consideration that Luxembourg is the second investment funds hub in the world, these results clearly set the tone on what to expect in the market in the very near future. Yes, this is a good sign. Next piece of news is, you will be surprised, even after Berkshire Hathaway sank $1 billion into crypto-friendly bank, Vice Chairman Charlie Munger calls coins like Bitcoin a venereal disease. Okay, let's quote from Mr. Munger. I certainly didn't invest in crypto. I'm proud of the fact I have avoided it. It's like a venereal disease or something. I just regard it's a bad contempt. Munger said during the annual meeting of the publisher Daily Journal. So Munger is almost 97 years old, or something like that. 97? Yes? Okay. Next piece of news is The reason the US wants war in Ukraine is ultimately all about the dollar. Why is the US-led West trying to instigate a crisis in Ukraine? Those who understand how Washington derives its real power know why. It's all about money. Yes. Let's quote from him. Okay. The United States government, as the issuer of the world's reserve currency, is only interested in one thing: the proliferation of the US dollar. This single fact is all one needs to grasp to truly understand US foreign policy. What does this mean in practice? It means that the US government, in collusion with the Federal Reserve, has the ability to print the US dollar at will and can export its inflation to the rest of the nations of the world. Any nations that wishes to engage in international trade, including the purchases of commodities such as natural gas or oil, must maintain massive US dollar reserves to enable its purchases. The world is in fact acts as a sponge to absorb US inflation, allowing the US government to amass obscene deficits that enable a massive military budget and enrich a very small portion of the US population at the expense not only of the world's population but also of the American working class. As for any nation that wants to break free of the US dollar, we know all too well what the US has in store for them. This is where the Russian Federation comes in. If only really one really wants to understand why the US establishment hates Russia under Vladimir Putin, all one must do is understand the dollar's rule in the world. Russia is a direct threat to the proliferation of the US dollar. Yes, so guys, this is why Russia is not using the US dollar, and this is why this going on, and they are creating this fear out there. Next piece of news is JP Morgan takes giant leap into the metaverse, and the 1 trillion yearly revenue is hard to resist. So they want to get in. So, JP Morgan has just released a white paper on the metaverse, projecting that emerging virtual realm might represent a 1 trillion yearly market opportunity as creators leverage Web3 to commercialize their work in novel ways. The investment bank has built a launch in Decentraland, a blockchain-based virtual world dubbed CORX. So, JP Morgan has nearly 4 trillion in assets under management. When you consider the economists of the metaverse, they stated they are potentially practically every market segment. So this is what you should know, that JP Morgan back in 2017 said that Bitcoin is not real, crypto is a scam, and they just froze all the accounts that wanted to purchase Bitcoin, and some other weird things that just kicking out all employees that touching Bitcoin or trading crypto, and now they are embracing the metaverse. Next piece of news is Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary exploring Ethereum, Polygon, and these two altcoins as metaverse bets. So everybody's betting on metaverse, and these are ETH, Polygon, MATIC, Hedera, HBAR, and Helium HNT to be the software that the metaverse will be built on. If you are willing to buy a Facebook, Google, or Microsoft, that's all software, and the metaverse is just software. So I'm starting to take positions in some of these big platforms where the metaverse is going to live, like in Polygon and HBAR and Ethereum and Helium. Cool. So this is quite interesting, that betting on the metaverse. So guys, come and check our farms. We have our farms running on ERC20 blockchain. You can provide liquidity on Uniswap in CorionX Ethereum pair and look up your LPs to earn 330% APR. And if you are holding BEP20 version of CorionX, you can provide liquidity on PancakeSwap and earn up to 118% APR in CorionX BNB pairs. So guys, let's check my Twitter feed. Some nice sharings here. Definitely follow me at MIKLWasDankler and follow Corion platform. So PMB, Canada might be the next Cyprus moment for Bitcoin. In 2013, the price of Bitcoin shot up when the Cyprus financial crisis led to fears of a run of the banks. So we have now the same situation, bank outage at all big 5 banks. So the bank has now locked up everyone's funds because they wanted to lock up protesters and donators of protesters, and this is just emerging. Official Ukraine passes law legalizing Bitcoin, and I think also this is something that maybe Russia and US will do, even if they are threatening with the war. I have deployed a script and a quick way to call your senators and tell them that you oppose the accountability for cryptocurrency in El Salvador bill put forward in the Senate. The El Salvador leader Nayib Bukele addressed the issue on Twitter, referring the US authorities as boomers, telling them we are not your colony, stay out of our internal affairs. Okay, Bitcoin and crypto is in disbelief. So yeah, so it seems that the change is change in trend, change in sentiment, and change in the market behavior. The disbelief stage is upon us. And yes, also you can check these charts and some things about inflation and surprising things about Metaverse, like Helium and Render, how can take advantage, and this is explained by Chamat. Definitely check it out. Phantom is catching up with Avalanche, so definitely worth to follow Avalanche and Phantom as layer 1's solution competing with Ethereum. So guys, let's go and check some charts. We see that Bitcoin is down with this huge daily candle, and this is from so almost 8%, and so not looking good. And I see that this resistance zone has just failed for now, and not resistance but the support zone has failed for now, and Bitcoin just going lower. So the next levels to watch is 39,000 US dollars, so that should hold. And now we are in a downtrend here, so we'll see if the bounce will come in this week or we should wait. So definitely Bitcoin shorts started to increase if we are looking these charts. So Bitcoin shorts shooted up today, and I think maybe it will increase in overtime. And definitely BTC dominance is just sidewaving, so few altcoins were in really good positions. What about Ethereum? So Ethereum went as low as 2,900, and Ethereum is coming closer to our 2,800 US dollar support levels. So this is for today. Please write in the comment section which altcoins do you want to look into on TradingView. So smash those like, push the bell, notification, or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. See you tomorrow, guys. Trade carefully. Bye bye.